I am thrilled to be back at this amphitheater site today and see the incredible progress. We were just here, I feel like just a couple of months ago, and it has transformed so much since we were here. What was once a vision is quickly becoming a reality, and it's exciting to watch it take shape in Broken Arrow. This project represents intentional growth and continued investment in the quality of life that makes Broken Arrow such a special place to live, work, and play. Over the first 20 years, the amphitheater is projected to generate $4.36 billion of economic impact and create 633 direct and indirect jobs. That's generational change for our city. Now, about one of the special announcements. I've known the naming rights sponsor for quite some time, and I'm just really excited. I'm not sharing the announcement. Chloe's like, no, don't. But so I kind of knew it was coming. So I'm just super excited about today. But throughout the entire process, every obstacle seemed to be solved almost as quickly as it appeared. Doors opened, challenges were overcome, and things came together in ways that simply can't be explained by coincidence. But when I learned who the naming rights sponsor would be, it was the confirmation I needed that God truly had his hand on this amphitheater. This project is blessed, it is favored, and I believe it is going to be used to bring people together, create unforgettable memories, and have an incredible impact on our city and region for generations to come. I'm so honored to have played such a small part in helping bring the vision to life here in Broken Arrow. The best is yet to come.
Mary, your heart back to follow. That was really, really good. So there's a little thing between Debra and me about who's going to go first, because we don't like to say the exact same thing. So my comments are really going to focus on where we came from. I am truly glad to be here to see so many of the suite owners, community partners, and our governing body members, and also past council members that had something to do with this. It is a milestone for our community. Just over 3 years ago, probably at the end of the parking lot down there where the pond is, I met with J.W. Roth and Bob Mudd with Norm Stevens, and we looked at the entire park, and we spent well over an hour going over, and all I said to them was, this is where you need to build this facility. And I left, and I had to go to a softball tournament actually in Kansas City. But what I did was, before I left, I was in my car, and I watched them for another 30 minutes. And they walked, and Norm remembers this, they walked around the parking lot, they walked over to the pond, they looked to the north, and as I pulled out of the parking lot, I said to myself, they're gonna come back to me and say they wanna come to Broken Arrow. Next Tuesday, Bob Mudd called and said, we'd like to talk to you about bringing the venue to Broken Arrow. First thing I said to him was, well, before we do that, I know that you're considering our neighbor to the west, and so I'm not going to give you a proposal until I know that you're no longer talking to them, because when I give you this proposal, you won't be able to say no. And he called JW, and he called me back, and he said, what's your proposal? And we shook hands, and about 45 days later, the city council passed the agreement between the two of us, and it was really done on a handshake. Council members had many questions, but they were in favor of what the city was committed to do, which essentially equated to $30 million worth of improvements to the infrastructure for this facility to ensure that everyone would have a great experience getting into the venue while you're here and when you go home. And as Chloe said, we have a great partnership with them, and you couldn't find a better city council to work with that sees the vision that in order for a community to thrive, you have to invest in your private sector. And that's what they have done. They have done that for many years, starting with Bass Pro, and you can see the growth and prosperity that's happened in our city since. I just want to say that this is an amazing partnership. There is one partner that I need to mention, because without it, it would have been a little bit tougher, and that is Lieutenant Governor Matt Pinnell and the Oklahoma Department of Commerce, because through the state legislature's Leverage Act, it increased the amount of sales tax we will receive, which will help us pay for the infrastructure and ensure this venue is going to be a success for many, many years. So the mayor covered everything in terms of jobs and the potential growth here. I just want to say to those people that made the investment, thank you on behalf of the mayor and city council. Obviously, the suites are, they're not inexpensive, so obviously they are an investment. And together we're going to partner and we're going to make this an incredible place for people to come and see a show and enjoy entertainment. So to all of you, on behalf of Mayor Debra, thank you. And we look forward to actually coming back in just a few months to actually cut the ribbon and begin the entertainment portion of this project. Thank you.
And the year building partnerships, and I can tell you the ones that matter, the ones that last, those don't happen because the numbers align. I think it's easy to say that. They actually happen because the values align. That's the ones that last, the ones that are really, truly special. So when we set out to find the right naming rights partner for this venue, we weren't looking for a name just to slap on the building. We were looking for an organization that truly shared and understood what we were building here. That was really key, and Danielle and I really spent a lot of time strategizing what could that mean and what could that look like. And Lauren helped us being here in the market. She kind of helped guide us in the right direction. So one that believes like we do, one that the venue is more than just a physical structure, one that is a community anchor, a symbol of what the city stands for, and that search was not a short one. It is not easy here in Broken Arrow because right away I know you know, the community knows how authentic you are or aren't. And there's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears that go into finding that right partner. So from the very first conversation with this partner that we're going to announce today, we realized that this was an organization that talks about community investment as part of their actual strategy, and they live it and breathe it. And they talk about it not just as a strategy, but really as a responsibility, right? Something that is that intrinsic. And ultimately, they talk about it as a calling. And so when you hear someone speak about their work like that, and especially at the most senior level, you know you found your person. You know you found your company, your partner. So through every step of this process, this partner showed up, transparent, as Chloe mentioned earlier, committed, and genuinely excited. I mean, you couldn't contain the conversations. I think Danielle would get off the call and say, okay, I think this is real. And I think what was great about this particular partner that we're going to announce is that this partner understands what it means for the people, of course, of Broken Arrow, but really what it means for the people of Oklahoma as a whole, right? This will reach far and wide. So what we at Venu and this particular partner have built together is more than a name on a building, as mentioned. It is a shared declaration that Broken Arrow deserves the best and that we're going to deliver it together. So I am very proud of this partnership. I'm so proud, as already mentioned, of the team, and I'm absolutely thrilled for what you guys, I guess I'll say it right, Chloe, for what you're about to see.
Ladies and gentlemen, may I have your attention, please? The show starts. 9, 7, 6, 5,
building what you know and see here. Obviously the brand new big beautiful building that's in town. We could not be more proud to have him. Sean.
is very, very humbling. I saw Mayor Wimpee get emotional. I'm in the same boat. I'm like, I don't know if I can get through this thing without crying. Good afternoon, everybody. I am Sean Kouplan. I was the founder and am chairman and CEO of Regent Bank. I want to tell you a little bit about our story, and you will see why this is so surreal. So first of all, I got to spend 3 years as Secretary of Commerce for the state, and while I was there, we wrote the Leverage Act that went to help fund this building, having no idea that would be the case and that we would be involved in any way. We started in Nowata, Oklahoma. Okay, I was 34 years old, had the opportunity to purchase a very, very small, struggling community bank. We had 43 employees. We had about 70 million in assets. We were losing about $500 million a year. But it was my dream. It was a dream that I really felt like the Lord had implanted in me. And on April Fool's Day of 2008, we bought the bank. Now, some of you may recall what happened in the fall of 2008 and into 2009 and into 2010, and it has been proven to be the worst day in the history of the United States to buy a bank, okay? We could not have bought a bank at the worst time. We, because of the mortgage crisis and the great financial crisis, we began to lose an immense amount of money. We had loans going bad, our customers were going under, nobody was buying anything. We had an amazing miracle from God that occurred on February the 17th of 2009. I should not be here talking to you. I should be out here picking up trash on the side of the road while you guys go by and wave at me. But because of the goodness of God, He saved us at a time that was literally impossible. There was no hope. Nobody was going to come in. I didn't have a rich uncle to write a big check. We needed $3 million, and we received it at literally the last possible minute to stay in business. From that moment, we turned the organization over to Him. We basically just said, in that moment, I said, God, if you will just guide me, I will listen, I will obey. And what has happened over the last 18 years is surreal. I am from Beggs, Oklahoma, okay? I grew up on a farm with my dad and grandfather. We had 1,000 people in the town. 42 in my graduating class. The best job I could ever even envision in my life was the local banker who made about $60,000 a year. And that was the best I could even imagine. Today, our organization has grown to $2.5 billion in assets, 11 banks in 4 states, hundreds of employees. The market cap has gone from $11.5 million when we bought it to $380 million today. The blessings are innumerable. So to be standing here and naming a building, a destination, is beyond anything you can imagine. You just can't put it into words. We believe very, very much in the future of this community, okay? It is not by accident that on May 21st, we dedicated a $20 million, 34,000 square foot building right down here at the BA&L. It's because we love Broken Arrow. We love the leadership, we love the values that this community espouses. We share those values. We believe that it's not going to be long when we're not even going to be able to drive here because there's going to be so much development and so many businesses and homes all around us. So I want to just take a moment and let me just thank a few people. First of all, please let me thank our team. So we have several members of our Regent Bank team, and I want to give a huge shout out. He is not here today, but Corey Bates was our first local president here. He grew this market immensely. He got promoted to Chief Lending Officer. It's crazy. He came over from a very senior level position into our storefront building over here in Tiger Plaza. you would never make that kind of move, but he believed in what we were doing. Now, our new president, Alex Gifford, leaves a very senior executive position with almost $1 billion bank to move into the same storefront office because he believes in what we are doing. And he is the reason we did this deal. He was adamant that he wanted to make this investment. He believes in the city. He loves the city. He's a resident of the city, not too far from here, I think. He lives pretty close by, and really, really pushed to make this investment. We also have with us Bryce Carter, who is going to be our branch manager here, Taylor Bates, who's our COO. I want to give a huge shout out to Jason Porter. He was my contract guy that worked through all the details. Some of you may know, details are not really my thing. I am much more of a big picture guy. Brandon Gaffney and Jake and his team are here from our marketing division. They do an unbelievable job. Alec is here. I think we're the only bank in the world that has a director of faith-based banking. So he is our national director of faith-based banking. Our purpose is to show God's love to our employees, clients, and communities. That is the stated purpose of our company. We do this through some really interesting God-led efforts, including a daily devotional that started out with 4 people and now has 500,000 daily callers. A prayer team of about 65 employees that have seen multiple miracles. Faith in business events in all of our markets that have impacted hundreds and thousands of business leaders, and we are bringing that to Broken Arrow. And ultimately a faith at work movement called 94X, which has impacted 15,000 businesses all over the country and in 8 foreign countries. Broken Arrow has become one of the region's premier cities because its leaders have stayed true to their values and never stopped dreaming about what is possible. Our thrill today and our honor is just to partner. It's great to have your name on a big building. A lot of people will hopefully see it. That would be great. We need an ROI on this investment. But more important than that is just being part of something bigger than yourself. Our greater purpose at our bank is to be a light. We want to be a light. When somebody deals with us in any capacity, we want them to walk away and feel better than when they came in. So when you can join along to become a partner in something greater than yourself, the building of one of the most amazing cities in the state, and I believe ultimately in our country, it is truly, truly an honor for us. I want to thank you guys very, very much for being here today. There is an old Greek proverb that says that wise men plant trees under whose shade they will never sit. Okay? Wise men plant trees under whose shade they will never sit. This is a big day, but I believe what's going to happen is in 100 years from now, we will look down and we will see 4th and 5th generations of families that are here, that are enjoying each other's company. We'll see businesses and neighborhoods that are birthed because of this investment and because of the vision of a city that chose to partner with a company with an amazing vision. So I really want to thank Terri, I want to thank Danielle for staying with us through this process. They are tough, never negotiate with those ladies. I'll tell you that right now, they are good. But we're thrilled, so thrilled to be partnered with you all. God bless you all, and God bless Broken Arrow. Thank you.